I just finished rewatching something I saw back when it originally aired on WWE TV on Raw on April 12th, 2011. Now, this was uploaded to the YouTube channel back then, and I rewatched it. I don't have the network. I don't have it recorded. I wanted to find somewhere where I could, watch the full thing. It was Edge's retirement speech. And the reason I want to see the whole thing is after his speech, you see him, walking through the curtains and shaking hands with everyone. A lot of wrestlers, I think, that night were surprised. They had no idea that Edge was actually going to retire that night. Now, Edge retired in 2011, and he talked about problems he had with his neck. He had spinal fusion surgery back in 2003. He retired because the doctors told him, unless you want to be in a wheelchair, you have to retire. It was a forced retirement. Now, some might say it was the perfect send-off. He retired after WrestleMania, after winning the title. I don't think you can get any better of a send-off than that. Okay? Sting wishes he had a better send-off. And I don't think Sting will ever come back. He's got his neck problems. Now, why he's back after being told back in 2011 that he would never wrestle again, I don't know if his condition improved. It seemed pretty final on that. He was in talks. I heard he was in talks with AEW. So maybe that's why he's back in WWE. Maybe that's why they would allow him back, because they don't want AEW to have him. I think it's pretty awesome he's back. I think he's very happy to be back. He hated leaving it. He seemed content, but he seemed like he had a lot more wrestling ahead of him. And I think he had some great segments with Christian, Edgevis, for the benefit of everybody with flash photography. He's a pretty funny guy. Okay. If anything, I liked Edge's skits. I liked his humor actually more than his wrestling. Okay. But I'm not saying he's not a good wrestler. All right. He's certainly highly decorated. I think he mentioned in his retirement speech how he won the most titles of anyone in WWE. I mean, you're talking about tag team titles. He had 14 tag team titles with Christian, Intercontinental, the WCW title he had, the WWE WCW title. He had tons of titles. I always saw Edge as like that workhorse guy. He was that guy that you could slot in there with Cena, CM Punk, Jericho. It was like you can put Edge in there with Undertaker. He can have a good match with just about anybody. Okay, but like I said, I don't know, and maybe you might disagree. I just never saw Edge as like super high tier. Okay, I just never saw him as super high tier. And maybe it was just little things. Okay, like I like the execution. That was a sick looking DDT. But one thing I didn't like was his finisher, the spear. The spear? Did he call it the sphere? I don't know exactly his pronunciation of it. I didn't buy it for him. And I'm not saying he didn't try. That he didn't try to make it look just brutal, but no. Okay, Goldberg? That's a brutal looking spear. The Edge, not so much. Execution? Alright, I liked his finisher, the execution. I just didn't get the spear. Okay, number one, I think that's been done to death. Okay? The running tackle has been freaking done to death. If you are going to have a wrestler do it, at least have it be a wrestler that looks like they're actually going to, just destroy someone. And he never had the muscles to really kind of pull off the look of the move. Nowadays, he seems to have been a little cut up, but he's always been kind of a wiry, skinny kind of looking guy. It just is not the look. Like, he just doesn't have the shoulders to really kind of sell me on that move. And part of a move is to sell someone on how it looks. And I'm not saying he didn't try to make it look brutal, but no, I just wasn't buying it. I didn't buy that. There was one instance in particular that, it's one thing if he spears maybe, I don't know, The Undertaker, because, yeah, he's a big guy, but he's not super, super gigantic. There was one episode, I can't remember if it was Raw or SmackDown, where He speared the Big Show. Edge, soaking wet, is 200 pounds. The Big Show was 500 pounds. And I saw it, and I just remember rolling my eyes and being like, are you fucking serious? And I was laughing like, okay, the Big Show, he's gonna kick out. There's no way he's not kicking out and throwing Edge clear across the ring. But he actually got the pin. And I just turned the channel like, okay, believability. Where is, and I know it's all make-believe. I understand it's all make-believe, but you have to make it at least believable for me, okay? I mean, what's next? You're going to have Rey Mysterio spearing Kane or something like that? Actually, that might be kind of close weight-wise, really. I don't know. Maybe, because you're talking 200 pounds versus 500 pounds, all right? In real life, if a 200-pounder tried to spear a 500-pounder, the 500-pounder would not move, okay? But could he give Big Show maybe a DDT or something like that? Yeah. You know, you could sell offense against somebody's head, maybe a submission maneuver on his legs. Hey, big guy, you know, weakness. Maybe they give him a finisher or something, or, you know, like Daniel Bryan can put a bigger guy in the yes lock and make it look believable. But other than that, and those are just like small gripes, I understand that. Now, nowadays, I really am interested in seeing Edge on current Raw TV. Just because, well, there's really not a whole lot to be excited about, I think, for me. As a person that maybe left WWE 2013, 2014, something like that. I do like AJ Styles. I do like Daniel Bryan. I do like Shinsuke Nakamura, but I don't know. Maybe. It's like they really buried him, though. So Shinsuke Nakamura used to be like a big deal maybe like a year or two ago, but they kind of buried him. Okay. But we're talking about Edge. Talking about Edge, I'm not going to really branch this out into talking about a lot of other wrestlers. But yeah, Edge is back, and he is older, but you know what? He looks like he can go. I think his contract is for, I think, two or 3 years, 25 matches. So it's not like you're going to be seeing Edge on. He's not going to be wrestling every single night on Raw. He's not going to be there. Maybe he might be there in backstage segments, but they're going to use some special instances. At least that's what I've heard. Now, one curious thing I think about is there's rumblings that CM Punk might make a return to the ring at some point. I mean, how nice would a CM Punk Edge match be? Just saying, that would be pretty cool. What is Christian up to, I wonder? I mean, literally, is Christian still, I know he's not wrestling, but is he still in the WWE in some way, shape, form, or fashion? Maybe in a backstage capacity? Maybe has he been back with Edge? Are they going to have segments? Yeah. But yeah, what do y'all think? Are a lot of you Edge heads? I was never really an Edge head, but I'm happy he's back. I'm a little cautious though. I'm a little nervous about that neck. I mean, he just leaves in 2011 and it's magically fine right now. I don't think WWE would have cleared him unless it was AEW coming to call for him. And I don't think he would have got the $3 million each year if it wasn't for AEW. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about Edge and his amazing return to the ring.